to Pilot Ryan Media. Today we are at the RC Fun Park Hobbytown in Granger, right at the base of the tower. We're going to show you all the rock crawling trails that are at the property. So right here, this is right in between two of the tracks outside. There are 3 race tracks outside. There's an oval, an 8 scale off-road, and a 10 scale off-road, which is inside for inclement weather. But this is all about the rock crawling course. I'm going to invite you guys to come check it out. You can try the rigs out we have in the shop, or bring your own small park fee and you can play all day.
What up?
So this is one of the spots that's right in between 8 scale off-road
What
track.
I want to do. There we go. I'm just going to let it roll, but quietly. Welcome back to my garage professional YouTuber studio. How's it going? I assume you can hear me. Let me know with emojis or something. Or you can say, I hear you loud and clear. By the way, I've done a lot of videos of rock crawlers in various places, and some, of course, at the RC Fun Park. But that particular video I just released a few days ago is all about the trails themselves at the RC Fun Park Hobbytown Granger, Indiana. But we're here, September 9th. How is everybody doing? It's been a long, awesome day. And, man, I'm just like sitting down to relax at 9 o'clock with a cup of coffee. What up? Dad, you in here? I'll do a roll call here in a minute. Dad, did you see the texts I sent you? Like little videos or whatever? Did you see them? Let me know. Little eye candy, though. While this is going on, we'll do a little roll call here in a minute. 32 of you. You guys are nuts. 4+ years. Good time. And I cannot quit thinking. I just sat down to do this. I got home after 8 o'clock. S'mores outside with the kids. They're out there by the campfire still. And I just sat down and I noticed this shirt. And it's ratchet to have that behind me. Even though you couldn't see it, it's been bugging me since I sat down. So appreciate that. Yeah, Kelly Klein in the house. Lots of you. A few of you guys were. Is the Joey who's in the room right now in the chat Joey from today? So, Dad, you got him. Yeah, man. We went and did frisbee golf, dude. Disc golf. I don't know why, but when I mentioned it today, people corrected me and said disc golf. What's wrong with frisbee? What's wrong with saying frisbee golf? Tell me, I guess, in the comments below. Oh, nice, Brian. So, yeah, roll call. 36 of you right now. I'm going to back up just a little bit. Axel RC, Brian Chambers, P51D fan, Boss223. If you don't hear your name, pop back in. Charles McDaniel, Mike Bird, Mountain RC. It's Joey Lowe says we hear you. Mike Nolan, Dad and Golden, EQ, Charles McDaniel. I think I said that. Tim Smith, Boss, Rick's World, Barry Campbell, Brian Chambers. So some of you guys get confused. You know Nick Nolte and Gary Busey, right? You never see them in the same room at the same time. Well, it's a little bit how I feel about Barry Campbell and Brian Chambers. But apparently they're both in the same room at the same time, which is absolutely wild. Probably going to create a polar vortex of some type. Madhouse. Thank you. And P51D is a super duper crawler track, and we had 8 of us out on it this morning. Fantastic. Boss is doing the Carbon Z front gear mods. Sick. Mike SSI, thank you so much, man, for last week and for coming by and being a member of the channel. Kelly Klein, yeah, it was a great day, man. I raced tonight for the first time ever, dude. Kirk let me drive his team associated 2-wheel drive deal. It was sick. It was the first time I raced with transponders. It was cool. It was very cool. It's one of those things that I'm like, why haven't I been doing this for longer? Randy nailed it. What up, man? Good to see you. Rage RC. Tim Smith. Yep. I think I got everybody. I gotta listen. I'm gonna skip way ahead on the comments that I'm looking at because I can. So yeah, if you're into this, and I know a lot of you guys are here for airplane stuff, and we'll talk about that too. Me and Dylan flew a bunch today, actually, out front. Dylan was a great help at the shop. He was there all day too, you know what I mean? And so was Kirk, Kelly. He was there in the morning crawling and then back for racing. And Joey came back too. Joey came in with some retro RCs, man, 1994 Rustler. And of course, the stuff didn't work. We got him outfitted with, we got him hooked up. Boss 223. That's a good question. Let me post this up for everybody. Where would one find a prop adapter for HSD Cessna? Asks Boss. If you have no luck at all, Boss, hit me up. I might be able to help you. Wrightsa. I think Frisbee is a copyright name, and if you advertise it as Frisbee Golf, they want their cut. You know about copyrights, LOL. A little bit. Yeah, man, good times. Me and Dylan flew the Twin Timber. We flew the 64 millimeter Rafale. What else? I think that was it. Just like over and over. You know what I mean? We just flew that stuff repeatedly. Every time we got a chance. The shop was busy today. Every time we got a chance, you know, we were up in the air, putting on a show, trying to, you know what I mean? And we had a ball with the 64 millimeter Rafale. We were just doing hand launches today. So I hand launched that thing. It's hard to get a hold of. So I would hand launch it for him, and he'd hand launch it for me. And then I got to where I was like, you know what? I want to hand launch this myself. So it's like holding a paper plate, and I let it go. And then one time I grabbed the wing and like discus launch, which I thought was going to be super sketch, and ended up working out. So good times. We filmed it. So I'll be trying to get that put out when I get a chance. I've been good, moderator. How have you been? And welcome, new faces, new names. Killer Planes, what up? Mountain RC, man, the Twimber's a good time. You know, I do fly off of, there's a lot of grass out there in the front of the joint, and it is a little, it's doable, but it's one of those things where I really don't feel like, if I'm landing in the grass and it's tall at all, I definitely don't want flaps. So I do like the Twimber, and I think Dylan does too. He ripping it. We had a ball with it. Dan Zimmerman, Philip writes, some high voltage packs, huh? I can see that. What's up, Slaps? Rick's World. Yep, got that one. Rage RC. If I missed you, pop back in. I had and Mountain RC. There's a handful of videos we did on the Twimber on the channel. I had Brad and Nick fly it, as well as our video of it. And there's a ton of short form social I have on that plane too. And I got some more today with Dylan. I just got to get it posted up. Wrights has got a question for you, boss. Do you need the cone or the adapter also? Let's see. Raid says, I had a club member fly his first EDF today. Handed him my 64 millimeter Futura. That thing is such a breeze to fly. It looks like it's a good flyer. I'll probably get one eventually here. Kelly, did you get your FJ40 yet? Mike Berg built and flew the Futura today. Nice. Let's see. Victor, what up, dude? Paul Ballard, what up? I got to get on and deregister one of my old radios, dude. Garrett called me today at the shop. I got to remember that. I don't have anything to write with here. Craig Beaven in the house. What up? It's going, it's 50 of you. Jeff in Lower Alabama. I don't want to miss anybody. Yeah, fun flights today. No, Kelly didn't get it yet. Darn it. How many of you guys, and I know I'm asking the wrong group. So Kelly got some upgrades, upgraded shocks, and an upgraded power system for his FMS FJ40. You guys want to see me do the upgrades and show that truck off? Because I think he's going to let me borrow it. Because those turkeys haven't sent me one yet. Mini car washes, they do. There is mini everything. Boomer Sooner covered the spread by Keith Christie. What up? I'll show you guys the Winnebago, the little RV I've been working on from Tonka. TonkaRC.com. I'll give you a hint. That's what's going on the bottom of it. Chassis. Leaf springs. No shock towers. Gonna be an easy mod. Really is, actually. You'll be a pretty easy mod. So, Viper 1 question. Here you go, y'all. Put this up for everybody to see. Lyndon Stewart, what up? What are your thoughts on FPV camera for the flight deck view? In the cockpit, they look sick. Do you have any experience with them on RC airplanes or trucks worth buying? Thanks. You know, I think if that's the kind of experience you're after, go for it. I need to do more of it. I have flown FPV, but I've not flown FPV in airplane, except for just a couple times when somebody had one at like a show and they were given FPV rides, so to say. And it was awesome. I really want to do some FPV and stuff like this crawler, especially with the open sides like that, where I want to tilt and pan, where I can lean out the side and look down when I'm climbing up stuff. And I think that would actually be helpful and for me to get used to it. Like I've been flying line of sight so long, I can't hardly stand that. Oh, I should pause it right there. Boom. There's the shop, y'all. So listen, I know I talk about the links all the time. Click them. If you're going shopping, click them. But if you're close to us, come into the store. Hobbytown, Granger, RC Fun Park. Let's go. If it's small, I'll ship it. If it's big and you want to pay, I'll ship it. Let me know. You know how to find me. So yeah, I think FPV is something that's definitely you should try it if you are into it. And man, we met a guy just over the last couple days who seems really slick with like fabrication, 3D printing, CAD drawings, things like this. I got to turn this guy Joey onto some of these websites and some of these sources for cool 3D printed files and things like that, so we can get it going. Kelly, we got to stay tapped into that dude, because yeah, head tracking FPV, lean out the window, man. Steve's got it right there. It is. I want to do some more of it, and I think it'd be really cool for us as a store to do that somehow. Surface, crawler, air. FJ. I'm so pumped about that car, Kelly. It's nuts. There you go, honey Chuck. Painless 360 has a good head tracker mount files. Nice. This is the kind of guy that I would like definitely feed files to. Like, bro, make this. Let's go. This is the guy driving the 1994 Rustler today. We got him dialed in with a brand new power system, Spectrum radio, the whole thing, and he was crawling in the morning and racing the night. Awesome. Dogfighting for sure. Yeah. I probably will get mine somewhere else, but good to know. See you later, Lyndon. Happy wedding to your buddy. Honeychuck's been doing FPV for 10 years. Your major issue is vibration isolation. I wonder about shocks and stuff like that. If they could help. Jeffrey Lower, Alabama has a note for you, Dan Zimmerman. He says, get in your YouTube settings and remove the kids option if you want guys to comment, in so many words. Anybody have experience with I have not at this point, but I do like, I mean, FMS makes great planes. I personally haven't flown this one. Anybody have an opinion on the FMS MXS V2? That's like a 3D ship, right? I gotta cut this off. It's killing me. Let's see. Appreciate the response, but yeah, I'd like to get into some of the FPV stuff. I'm a commercial pilot, so I think for someone like me, that would be cool with the FPV stuff. Yes, you won't have any instruments, but being in it would be familiar to you, I think. I had a guy ask me today, what's the difference? I was like, well, being in it. Nice. P51D says, check out Black Star FPV. They sell killer head tracking FPV gear. Great YouTube channel too. Nice. And these guys, these surface dudes I watch, are utilizing a little bit of that. And I've done a lot of onboard footage, but I have, and it would appear as if we were flying FPV sometimes when we do onboard footage, but it's always after the fact that we get a look at the footage. So it's not in real time. Jeff says, in regards to the MXS FMS plane, my buddy had the MXS and it flew and looks great. Nice. Very good. Uh-oh. What's beeping? I gotta get a new cord for this thing. I wish I understood that. Charles finished his Futura with some lights. Oh, and put his Carbon Z back to trike today. Nice. It's good that way, isn't it? For me, with the big Carbon Z planes, I prefer the Cub because the articulated suspension. Not that the suspension on the Tail Dragger 150T is inadequate, but it just doesn't have that. So yeah, I like it. What else is new, you guys? Olson Aviation, it was a beautiful day today. He says, great flying weather in Wisconsin, flew the E-Flight Mustang 1.5, FMS Beaver, E-Flight AT6, Popeye Scheme. I know which one that is. It's like blue fuse, yellow wings, right? 3 amazing birds. He means when the plane is coming at you. I thought he might be it. I get it. If you have goggles, got to have head tracker built in, or I have a extra Fat Shark head tracker module, new in box. Is it worth getting the PA18 1700 millimeter if I have the Turbo Timber Evolution 1.5? I'm gonna have to say yes. What do you guys think? Answer this one for Van Fugs. Can you? It's hard to do roll call on that one. Van Fugs. I can say it over and over repeatedly. It's hard saying words without vowels. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm Yiddish. I feel like I'm vegan. Can't have too many stall planes. The 1.7, which we have done videos on way back on the channel, and you can get through pilotryanmedia.com. If you click the FMS logo or links in the description, is a great flying plane. And on 4S, it still to this day is one of my favorite flying Cubs. That one that you mentioned right here, the 1700 millimeter and the Carbon Z Cub are my 2 favorite Cubs in the world. Honeychuck says he flies his PA18 FPV on floats at the river. Timber is more agile. I assume don't have one, but the PA18 is a great plane. I want to know, you guys chime in if you think it makes sense to, if you already have one, to get the other. I like that Cub. I like the articulated landing gear. Of course, the Timber has it as well. I think it might just be a little tougher on the FMS. And there's always trade-offs. The tires I like a little better on the Timber, and they're kind of hard on the FMS one, but you can always change that. Easiest mod to make on about anything is tires, whether it be what used to be a Suzuki where the axles were above the leaves instead of below, and it had military looking tires, or an airplane where you want to go different. I mean, look at that. What a difference that is. Look at that. That's what Axel says. Honeychuck put SIG air tires on his PA18. When I go air tires or like rubber tires on a plane, I usually also make sure I don't get them as big and shrink it by a half inch or an inch, just because I know the better tires generally weigh more than the stock ones. So I usually, and if it's a bush plane, the tires are already big enough, but that's just me. Wild Bill, thank you for that very much. Oh, yikes. Got to figure it out, man. Are you going? You're not going, Bill. You're in Arizona. Dan Zimmerman. Yeah, guys, flight reports for the week. What'd you guys do? Let's see. DZ, made in a Durafly T28, remade in P39, flew the Draco, Ultramicro Timber, was a full night of flying. Fantastic. 4-inch air tires, light and perform great, Olson. Yeah, I like to go, or whatever. Thanks, Bill. I like to go, I do shrink it because if I had a 6-inch tire and then I got 6-inch rubber tires, I was always so noticed it when I flew it that they were heavy. So if I had a 6-inch tire stock, I would go 5 or even 4.5 sometimes on a rubber replacement. Building an 8 Hangar 9 Kristen Eagle, should I put soft tires on it? Are you honestly? I kind of always think you should. Are they hard tires that are on it now? Here's a good question, and I think we're all going to tend to agree on the answer to this one. What's up, Jordan? What's a good, now this guy's a pilot in real life. What's a good starter plane? I'd like to get the Blue Angels F-18, or is that not an appropriate first plane to learn how to fly RC? It's really a great plane, but you nailed it. You already know. Just muscle memory and not being in the plane, it really is, I would think we all would agree, more advisable to start with a trainer type of plane. And you can jump the shark already a little bit because of your experience. So you might not have to go super basic. Like really good plane for someone with no experience or like even aviation experience, the consensus would be to recommend the 1.1 Aero Scout pusher prop high wing thing. But I think you probably got some chops and definitely a good understanding of why and how planes work in the first place, which gives you an extreme leg up over most beginners. So I think guys might agree with a bunch of emojis here in the chat. You might be able to jump the shark and skip the Aero Scout and go with some high wing thing and even stay scale. You could go tail dragger and get you a nice cub or something. Or you could go easy peasy. Everybody's got a Cessna 182, whether they call it that or not. FMS has what they call a Ranger, which is, come on, y'all. You know it's a 182, right? Bigger does fly better. E-flite has the Carbon Z Cessna, like 150. Really good. Really good. But before the Aero Scout existed, folks would definitely say high wing trainer, you know. So that can be an apprentice, that can be an Aero Scout, any Cessna 182, almost any Cub, you know. And it also a little bit depends on where you want to end up. Like you're already looking at the jet. Maybe it makes sense to be looking at the Carbon Z Cub or Carbon Z Cessna already because you'll already have batteries that will work on an F-18 when you graduate up to that level. You know what I mean? That's one of the things I talk about with really about everybody is like, you know, the batteries and charger stuff is the last thing you're thinking about, but the absolute totally necessary thing you have to deal with. And if you already know maybe kind of in the future what you think your second and third plane should be, that should if money's a problem or not. You just want to be thrifty. Like, it makes sense to there's enough of us here with experience that could help you plot your trajectory in a way that makes sense, where you're not wasting money on this stuff you just have to have, like batteries and chargers, where you can use them in multiple things. The good old Cessna 182 giving you flashbacks of flight school. Yeah. And things like the Timber aircraft, from E-flite 2. If you don't want to go 6S, you want to stay in 3 and 4S territory. Really, everything we mentioned is pretty good. I mean, for example, the battery that you would use on the Blue Angels F-18 is going to go 3 to 4 minutes if you're lucky. That same battery in a big Carbon Z Cessna or Cup, you can milk for 15 minutes. Easy. So, yeah, jets are very power hungry. And if you're looking for a radio, most people are going to recommend go at least 10 channel. And that's not bad. I would at least go 8. Like, look at the NX8. And really, if you're local to me, come see me. I'll fix you up. If not, click that link in the description of Horizon Hobby. Get you an NX8, get you a Carbon Z, whatever, and help this. I'm full-time RC, and I appreciate it very, very much. P51D says, I think most of you guys tend to agree with me, man, on this stuff. I'm in Indiana, top of the state in Granger, South Bend, Notre Dame territory. P51D says NX8, NX10, or IX14. Good recommendations. The world's your oyster with all the planes that are available at Horizon Hobby that way. Scott Settle, what up? SIBO Racing. FMS Super Easy is a good one too. Yep, not far from Chicago. That's right. Where are you at, Viper One? Come in. Viper One, over. What's your 20? This is David Snyder, and he knows what he's talking about. He's on it. 10 channel, like an NX10, Carbon Z Cessna, 6S all day. Indiana, dang, I'm all the way here in Southern California. I'll fly to you. Come on. Come on. Scott Settle in the house. Scott, are you ready to talk it up later? You want to come in, talk Bigfoot, dude? Here in a minute, let me know. That reminds me. I got to heat up this coffee, y'all. Hold on, I got to text my buddy real quick. Kenny in the house. Kelly's beating it. Peace out, bro. Tapping out. Thanks for the killer crawl time this morning. Yeah, man, it was awesome. Got donuts and 8 of us out there rocking it, man. Good time. That crawler course is nice too, dudes. All right, Scott. Yeah, here in a little while. Kenny in the house. Got plenty of pilots out here in Los Angeles and SoCal. Talking about jets, P51D, FMS Viper 70, E-flite Viper 90 are fantastic RC jets. Check them out. Get some pretty good videos on the Viper 90 on this channel. Got a lot of good videos, I'd say. Yeah. Yes. Everything. Jordan. Yeah. Link in the scroll to Horizon or go to the website and click the Horizon anytime you need anything. Yeah. I mean, that's what this it's so wild because I come to this hobby shop game from a place that most folks don't. Like I've already got social media, you know. I've done it since 2012. So yeah, not everybody's close, but I'm all in. So I'll take your support wherever I can get it. So yeah, if you're going to do it anyway, thank you. Let's see. Let's see. 10 channel minimum, 14 to 16 preferably. Depends how fancy you want to get. 2024 channel if you're going to get serious. Yep. This is a good one. Would I recommend the F-16 or F-18? Which one would I recommend earlier to fly based on what I know? A lot of it depends also on what power plant, 70, 80, or 90 millimeter EDF, right? That means everything. So if all things being equal, the F-16 was a 70 millimeter and the F-18 was a 70 millimeter, which there isn't, I would say F-16. But if you're talking an F-16 70 or 80 millimeter versus an F-18 90 millimeter, I would probably, let's say 80. Guys probably would agree with me. I'm saying the F-16. If everything's equal, if it's whether it's they're both 70, they're both 80, or they're both 90, I would still say F-16. Yeah, it is. I just like the wing loading better on the 70 millimeter F-16s and 80 millimeter over the 90 stuff. I think the F-16 70 millimeter at E-flite is just so much easier to fly than even the E-flite 80. And it's all wing loading and it's drag stuff. Like the 70 millimeter one does not have the nose gear door and the main gear doors. So when you drop the gear, that's all that comes down and it stays nice and clean. I just think the F-18's got some it's awesome, but there's some character to it that I'd hate to see somebody experiencing the hard way. And I think the F-16 is going to feel more like kind of a regular plane to you. The Delta Wings and the F-16 is one too, but really because of the wing loading, if you stay light, it's pretty good. Yeah, definitely learn how to fly first, man. And I grew up around aviation and I thought I knew what I was doing. I had no idea on the models until I learned the hard way. CPO Racing says F-16 hands down. Yep. What's up, Newts? F-22 is fantastic once you have a couple under your belt. True. Dan Zimmerman, Lance Link. That's true. But you can't. Can you run an F-18 off of grass, though? Just bought the Free Wing 80 millimeter F-86 last week because that's my dad's favorite plane. And now that's a jet that kind of flies like a Warbird does. I mean, North American Aviation, early jet tech, not a Delta Wing, predictable stalls, nothing that's going to feel strange if you've already been flying something else. Wright says throwing it down. right here. Viper One, you will get 100 different opinions on all great planes. Pick one you like and settle on that plane, but get good radios and stuff for down the road, or you'll be spending a lot more money later. Yeah. I love the ease of the bind and fly stuff that's already got receivers and everything that are tuned. And when we say receiver, it's really more than a receiver these days. These receivers have AS3X and safe technology built in them if you're going with Horizon. And a lot of other brands have their own kind of stabilization as well. But I'd say Horizon's the leader, and it's really easy to change some of those settings if you want. So AS3X is artificial stabilization in 3-axis, which is accelerometers that help kind of buff it out, smooth out the bumpiness that a flight could be. It's like having a little pilot in there coordinating it all for you. And then the safe technology, if you choose to use it, basically limits the bank. So as long as you got enough airflow to keep the wing locked in, you're not going to roll it over. And which is kind of nice, even for us guys that have experience. And SAFE stands for sensory assisted flight envelope. But even for us guys that have experience, like I use SAFE, if it's let's say it's a crosswind and I'm cross control and I'm working the roll, the yaw, the pitch, and the throttle, it's a lot. If I flip SAFE in, I at least get to eliminate the roll because it's going to keep it level, right? And that's pretty cool. I'm still flying it. You know, I got to manage my speed and everything. I'm still going to fly the rudder and modulate whatever I need to get it down, but I at least eliminate the workload a little bit. So I don't have to worry about the roll as long as I keep the airspeed going. What's up, Cloud Hoppers? Electric is completely what's up. And everybody's talking about the simulator, Real Flight Simulator. Yeah, very good call. Very, very good call. Man, there's a lot of new names in here tonight. Welcome. Welcome. Philip says Real Flight is worth the money, in my opinion, especially to learn. Yeah, you get to get your muscle memory on and stuff. And the other brands have stabilization and things as well. But if you're new, man, they've put a lot into they're the industry leader. It should be easier. And there's just so much at your fingertips available if you go that way. Dan says he's got at least 10 simulator hours for every hour of actual flying. The simulator, whether it is the old Phoenix Sim or Real Flight, is what is going to improve your skills. The thing about SAFE is you don't have to like it. You don't have to use it, but you get the benefit of the gyro anyway. And if you hand it to somebody who doesn't know how to fly and you don't want to have to like yank it from them or get a buddy box going, you flip it in SAFE and you tell them about it, and they can rip it. As long as the throttle's going and you don't fly it out of sight, they are gonna get stick time. Boy, lots going on tonight in the chat. Freewing MiG-29 is a good plane, but it depends on what you're calling intermediate. The MiG is fun, but it's not trivial to fly. Someone asked a question about it before, is what it was. Scott says he'll be using it with the new SR-71 tomorrow. Safe, that is. Should you trim with the AS3X turned off, or the AS3X is really on all the time? It's really on all the time. So I think the thing is, uh, trim with AS3X, yeah, all day. If you shouldn't even need to trim in safe, to be honest. Now, if you have to trim it a ton, you want to mechanically go for neutral though after that flight and zero out your trims. And that's only in case really you need them later. But if the trim is pegged out a bunch, it's going to limit some of the benefits of the technology. So the idea is to float around neutral with the trims or dead on neutral. So if you have to trim a ton of something for your flight, that's fine. But when you land, try to mechanically make it happen so you can zero out the trims. And then you might just need, instead of 10 or a bunch of clicks, you might only need a couple to get it right. Or you manage to nail it. You never know. Foamy guys will share everything. Gasser guys, everything is a secret, says Sibo. Michael Bear, what up? Good to see you as well. Lance Link, good to see you. I've seen that name around here, I think, before. For it. RC Planes broke my bank. Yeah, it can do that. Guys might know better the answer to this. I did a killer video on the MiG-29 when it was brand new. So back on my channel, you can see I've flown a bunch of MiG-29s, but I flew the free one as well. And it's a decent big plane. It's pretty good. And it sounds like it comes with the upgrades now. What's up, Frankie? Hey Ryan, radio for Typhon broke today. What's a good radio to get to bind to it? And can you bind several cars to one radio like planes? Fairly new to cars. 100%. DX5 Rugged or the DX5C from Spectrum. As long as your Typhon's not a really old one, you'll actually be able to use the same receiver also that's in it already. If it's an older one, that's a Tactic protocol, but branded Spectrum. What radio was it? SLT2? Or is it a different? What radio was it, Olson, that broke? Tell me. P51D says the MiG-29 has good servos now. Upgrade the elevator push rods. So when I did the video on mine, I flew the dog fiddlings out of it before I got the memo about the servos and stuff. And it was just fine for me. There you go. David Snyder says it. I'm still flying my version 1 MiG-29, no changes or upgrades. Yeah. What's up, Brad? SLT3, okay. If I could only have one plane, I would pick the E-flite Valiant 1.3. Who's with me? Says for it. SLT3. Add some carbon fiber to the rods. Says David Snyder. Yeah, like tubes, just to strengthen them up. SLT3. I'm going to double check that really fast. All I got to do is look at it. Just look at it, and I'll know. Man, they changed it back. Baxter's. So my answer, Olson, is still the same thing. However, pretty sure it's FHSS protocol on that SLT3. Which receiver was it, bro? Can you tell me, Olson? Where'd he go? Typhon's awesome. I want to get one again or to race it. Where's Olson at? Olson, don't leave me hanging, dog. What receiver is it? Because I need to know. The SLR 300. Okay. Well, here's the thing, Olson. You can get a DX5C or DX5 Rugged or DX Pro, to be honest. And you can get it with or without a receiver. If you have the SLR or SLT protocols that are FSHSS or something, it's not going to work and you'll have to use a new receiver. So you might look at the radio that just comes with the 515 receiver, and then you know you're going to be fine. But they're really easy to get around on and program. It's very similar to, I don't even know if when I got my DX5C, I don't even think I looked at the book because getting around on the menus was just like the air radio. You know what I mean? So depending on the age of your Typhon, and what receivers in there, because I think that SLT3 radio conceivably or perhaps has had two different protocols for radio. One being tactic, which means you're not going to be able to bind it up to the DX5. They don't call it tactic, but it's basically almost like Futaba. It's FSHSS stuff. Or you actually can bind it to the Spectrum radios. It's been both over time. Even though they were branded Spectrum early on, like Armas and stuff, you weren't going to be able to bind it to a DX5, DX5C, DX5 Pro unless you change the receiver to DSM protocol. So it boils down to, if it's a FSHSS protocol, you got to change the receiver. But it's doable, not a problem, if you're willing to buy it. And to be honest, if you are not worried about putting a bunch of cars on the same radio, because everything does come with a radio, for honest sake, the Radio Run radios are fine until you break them. Really, it is nice having a radio you can really dial stuff in. 8 months ago, I think they're back. I think there was a window of time when they were actually Spectrum. Oh, cramp. Hold up. Like I was saying, from my leg just decided to tie itself in a knot. Woo. Holy smokes. I can't move. It was tactic before, and then I think there was a short window where it was Spectrum, and I think it may be back on tactic, FSHSS. Mm. I can't bend this leg. Hold on a minute now. Yeah, I'm getting water and a banana right now. So listen, y'all are gonna do something. Woo, it ain't a Charlie horse, bro. Yeah, drink more coffee. It's hamstring. I can work the Charlie horse out. The hamstring is killing me right now. So I'm gonna leave you with a um let's watch a video or something real quick. Whew. What's up, Iron Mover? I'll be back. I'm just a mess. Holy moly. Enjoy this for a minute.
That was sick.
Whew.
That was sick. Welcome back to the channel. Pilot Ryan here with another new one for you. Now, some of you recognize this one as it was a larger plane at 59-inch wingspan. Now, this super scale RC model of an air tractor has been released in ultra micro size. Guys, I'm gonna throw in some B-roll of the really cool wire suspension on the horizontal. It's got lights all over it. The wheels and the landing gear are super rigid. I really like that, the way they've been made. And the axles are bolts. So you guys that want to play with different tires, you absolutely can. I've got mine bound up to an NX10. The manual has real clear instructions for how to set this up with a DX radio. That means guys with a DXS radio can work it out. So good for somebody who's new to the hobby. And also IX and NX. Again, I'm on the NX10, set this up by the book, 100% full rate with 10% expo, and low rates 70 with 5% expo. Did the throttle cut, did the flap mix, all that by the book. The flap mix, full flaps is gonna be a 15% elevator compensation, and half flap is 7 if I remember correctly. Looks super scale. You pull the battery hatch off from the front, not the rear. It looks like you should be able to grab it from the rear, but do not do that. That's where the tongue and groove is to key it into the fuselage. So it's magnets up at the front. Very cool looking plane. We're about to take it up for its first flight right now. If you're interested in this plane, I've been doing RC for a long time. I really appreciate your support. When you click through those affiliate links in the description, that helps tremendously. This is our full time at this point. So if you're not close to RC Fun Park, Hobbytown in Granger or Palm Desert, consider clicking that link if you're shopping for this new hot ticket. Let's go. Thanks, Horizon Hobby. Let's get this up. One thing I wanted to mention, I forgot, when you bind this up, it's already got safe already programmed in. All you simply have to do is flip the gear switch or channel 5 on your transmitter. So note the aileron, and then when I flip into safe, it deflects the aileron to level the plane. So if you're a low time pilot, you're gonna appreciate safe. If you hand launch this, safe is the way to go as well. I definitely suggest you read the manual because there's loads of great information, tips, and tricks in it. Yeah, all right, let's go. Oh, look at that, tail comes up. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of safe. And I love that this has lights all over it. And I'll put an info card in the video where you can see my video of the big one, the 1.5 meter air tractor, which is fantastic. It tossed around a little bit today. I'm gonna go full flap this time. I like it. Now I'm going to go out to the south a little bit and come at us nose into the wind.
beauty. Look at that. It looks the part out here too. I mean, this is where you would see the full scale doing its thing, is somewhere like this. So we keep the wings flat and steer a lot of rudder and see what we can do. Goodness. All right. Double rainbow all the way. What is up? All right, let's get this dude off. Whew. That was rough for a minute. What's up, Anthony? I'm back, y'all. Appreciate it. It's funny. I remembered having green bananas, and this son of a gun was such a mush. I had to cut it open. What's up, Rowan? Oh, man. So, what's up, Hamilton? Shay. All right, man. I'm back at the bottom. If I missed it, bring it back, y'all. Whew. I'm eating this so it doesn't happen to the other leg. I just killed 2 big glasses of water. Killed them. What's up, Rick James? What happens if you get a cramp while flying? Hilariousness. It doesn't happen standing up to me. It doesn't happen standing up. I was relaxed is the problem. CVO Hobo, what up? You shouldn't make eye contact. Is that better, Barry? Y'all crazy. Man, it's been an hour. Ugh, I don't really like them if they're not like fresh. I feel better though. Goodness. So let's bring in Scott for a minute and talk about Bigfoot because it's coming up. Registration's open. I stood in a fire ant pile while flying once. Has to be the same as fast as Polly Ryan got out of that chair. Bananas and mangoes. There you go. Is HSD Cessna the best one out there over E-Flight? It's really very scale looking. So in that regard, it's gonna win without a doubt. What's up, Slow Flyer? So let me get some of this stuff off of the screen that y'all can't see. And then I'm gonna get Scott in here. That video was awesome. I really am proud of this one. The crawler course at the shop. You guys, if you're into that, it's pretty good, man. I think the music's cool and it's chill watching these things crawl. So yeah, let me get this off of here. Scott, are you ready? Remove. All right, cool. I sent it to your Gmail. If I need to do a different email, let me know. Whew, boy, I got my legs straight because I'm scared to death to move it. I got out of that one quick though, dude. Killing that water was what was up. I have the HSD and love it, but got way more aerobatics out of the E-Flight, says David Snyder. Man, Bobby used to fly the dog fiddlings out of his HSD 182. I still got mines. Much. Cramp. Viper 1. That's pretty good. Check this out, y'all. Cramping ain't easy. I get it. That's good. You're in the club now. Little zinger action. I'm scared to death of what they spray this stuff with these days, man. David flies the dog fiddlings out of mine, but the E-Flight was still better, he says. Yeah, Alabama is still on, and we're going to talk about it right now with my co-host, Scott Settle from Alabama, president of Birmingham RC Club. He's going to tell us all about the shindig going down. And this is not the first, but one of many successful events that have been thrown by the group down there in Alabama. Always a good time. If you can make it, block it out. And if you can't make it, follow your friends on social, because there's a ton of YouTubers and other guys who go. Guys who share what they do on the daily at the RC Pilots Lounge Facebook group, and right here in the live chat on the Emmy Award-winning live stream that's been going since 1982. Right here, RC Pilots Lounge. All right, let's bring in our special guest, Oprah. Are you ready? Okay, let's see. Here we go. What's up?
What's up, everybody? How's it going? Ryan, you doing okay, buddy?
Very well.
Awesome, man. That's great. Well, thanks for having me for a minute. Good to be here.
Yeah,
How's
man.
life?
It's time. You finally opened up registration now.
We did. We decided to wait a little bit, and it kind of paid off. It was very busy. As a matter of fact, the first 8 minutes, I think Michael Wrightsa just realized that too. That the first 8 minutes we kind of crashed. It was so kind of crazy. But we, I think we have about 30 people registered right now with tables, which is good. And we have several tables left and several camping area left, but we also have just general admission, which will be just tables, just like normal, but you'll just share a table with somebody and have a really cool charging station, and you'll be right on the front line. So, it's not going to be a big difference other than just not having your own table. So we hope people come and do that too. I mean, we end up doing that anyway. So
kind of tailgate style.
Yeah, it's going to be tailgate style. So, we're thinking we'll get a second push here before we get, closer to Bigfoot. Last year we had about 68 pilots, and to be honest with you, I think that's a good number.
It is.
A good number.
Do you think more than that is just too much?
I don't know. I mean, I think that we can handle 10 more, right? But I mean, we're not doing that part. We're not doing it to make money. we're doing it to break even. I mean, you know, we want to, sure, it'd be nice to break a little money, but I think the big thing is, you know, when you guys pay landing fees and stuff like that, you're paying for tents, toilets, and crap to just be able to exist in the field while you're there for 3 days, right?
So, well, yeah, it's all that stuff you don't see, but you get to appreciate the whole time you're there. I mean, it isn't just willy-nilly, like the preparation that goes into this. You got a great group of folks there that help and volunteer their time, and the local members there that help to make that place very inviting, super welcoming, and nice.
Well, I'm trying to do, you know, we're all trying to be a little, and we're trying to be a little different this time. And actually, you know how you go to Fun Flies, and we're going to have raffles, right? Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's going to be a way of us to get back some of the money, and hopefully, you know, get back a little bit with some really cool prizes. Got some cool stuff already, you know, promised to us. But, you know, really don't want to make it about just pushing raffles all the time, right? So I really wanted to try to also figure out a way this time to just say, hey, all the pilots, you guys come and have a great time. But really the main thing is to see if we can bring the community around Birmingham and in the area to come see what the hell we do, right? These kids get out there are just big-eyed, right, when they see these planes. And, you know, our motivation this year is to try to spread that word as much as we possibly can. And we're going to do it for sure on Friday at Bigfoot. Friday afternoon is jam-packed. If you're a pilot, please get there early, and you're going to really enjoy Friday. I need you flying and having a good time because we're going to have a bunch of eyeballs on you. So I have teamed up with the Southern Museum of Flight, which is in Birmingham, and we have tagged up to do a STEM-type tent for the kids and students from 6-year-old to 18. And so we're focusing on high schools, obviously middle school, high schools, elementary schools. And we're going to have, you know, Chuck planes from Flight Test. These guys are great, giving us some stuff to put together, glue together, color. We're going to let them go out and fly them on the field. But we're going to be flying and, you know, and having fun at the same time. I've got a full scale Cub, and this is the first time I've announced it here. And I'm going to tell everybody here, and I'm not going to really put it on social till the end, but we do have a full scale Cub that is going to land at the field and park where the kids can see it, which is going to be pretty cool.
They'll never forget it their whole life.
They'll never forget it. And if all the pieces fall together at 3:30 on Friday, we will have an official Air Force flyover. And last year we had the KC-135 from the local 117th unit, and it was incredible. Getting chills talking about it. It was so great. And this year we're hoping to have a fighter. And a matter of fact, the 117th, I hope, you know, with a little approvals and some pushing, I hope they will help out the fighters, and they will refuel them, and they'll run a drill, and on the side they'll fly by Birmingham RC and give us a flyby. It could be an F-35, could be an F-18, wink, wink. So we will see. So I hope that works out. A lot of pieces have to fall into place the next 2 or 3 weeks. But our local pilot here and club member is helping us. So we'll see what happens. But that afternoon is going to be jam-packed, and we're going to fly a bunch. And then in the afternoon, it's dusk. We're going to have a RC plane show for all the crowd and the community. We're going to put the kids up front this year, let them be at the runway. We're going to have some of our professional and YouTube guys that are there fly some lighted up planes. We've got some helicopter guys coming. We've got some 3D guys coming. Allie is planning on coming from Horizon Hobby. He'll be there doing demos all afternoon. And all his friends. We've got 2 other Horizon Hobby Air Team guys coming to fly. So it should be a jam-packed day. Bert Garrison's coming. I've got to, you know, officially confirm that, but Bert has told me he's coming. Who's the SR-71 pilot? He'll be there. So we're going to have a really jam-packed Friday, and it's going to be fun for the community. And we're going to get to fly a bunch. And then on Saturday, it's going to be all about flying and having fun if you're a pilot. So we're excited about that.
I got a couple questions.
Sure, bud.
Food vendors, food trucks.
Yeah, we're gonna have food trucks Friday and Saturday, and obviously, we're gonna have Friday night. We have a icy truck coming apparently, so that should be fun for the kids. They come out and see the fireworks, and again, we're trying to get some corporate sponsors, more than just RC people. So now with our collaboration with the museum, we will have some corporate sponsors that will help pay for, I hope, some professional fireworks. So it won't be just us lighting a fuse. It's going to be these guys setting up and like you're going out and watching RC Fest, right? So it should be pretty fun.
Now, as far as like camping on site, do you have to pre-register to camp on site, or
you don't have to pre-register camp on site because we got a fair amount of camping area. It depends if you're going to RV or if you're going to tent camp. Tent camping, we have a ton of room for tent camping. On the line to tent camp is kind of filling up. If you want to, you get a pretty big area on the line that you can do whatever you want in your area. It's like 15 feet long and I don't know, I forgot, 10 or 12 feet wide or something like that. So it's a big area for you to set up a tent or a pop-up or whatever. That is there. But you can, what I would do if I was coming and you didn't want to really get a table on the line, you can also get general admission, which would just be a landing fee and then camp, in a designated camping area, which we have some really cool camping areas we've cleared off again. And we're going to have golf carts that will take you back and forth from those camping areas. You can just get a ride anytime you want. But I would camp down there in those really, really nice areas. And then I would set up on the line somewhere to fly.
Yeah.
So
all right.
Pretty much it. But yeah.
And I know Dylan's bringing, he's towing a trailer.
Yep.
And his Bronco is a pop-up. It's like a tent on top.
Yeah. I texted with Dylan. Yeah.
So that cat might be able to be right on the line.
He can, and that's what I was kind of thinking is that he either is right on the line or, if he bought a table and his table is kind of right on the canopy area or the pavilion area. So it's kind of hard to camp there, or with that tent camp.
So up by the like registration tables.
Yeah, he's got a table, I think, on the other side over where you guys usually are.
Okay.
And that will work there. It's just that we have parking spots now. So what we did is we took two. If you go to the website, birminghamrc.com, you can go in and like you're registering and you can see a map. And you can pick the table so it turns red to green. And you can kind of see the way we have it laid out. But you get a parking spot for certain levels this time. But
I told him I told him he'd be good regardless because there's a ton of he can set up his trailer and then drive to just across the lot or down in the valley or whatever and camp whatever.
That's what I told him. I told him too. I said we'll get him a good spot.
His Bronco's thick though, dude.
Dude, that's what I told him. I can't wait to see it.
It's like Wild Track Sasquatch package, bro.
Dude, that's awesome.
With the overland stuff on it. It's sick.
Yeah, that's cool, dude. Yeah, well, we're gonna have a good time. I appreciate the pilots and willingness to come to Birmingham RC. I can guarantee you this: we're gonna do our dangest to make sure that you get to fly a lot and have fun at the same time. We're gonna have a pilot's dinner on Saturday night. I really wanted to do everything, all the events on Friday. And that way we could just kind of fly. You don't have it separated. We don't have something on Friday afternoon. Then we have fireworks on Saturday. It's just going to be everything on Friday night. We're going to have a blast. And then we're going to have just a whole full day of flying and having a good time on Saturday. A bunch of night flying and messing around on Saturday night, playing some games. We got some awards. We're going to do some awards this year, which will be really nice. You'll get a really cool Bigfoot that David Snyder knows exactly what it looks like. And it's going to be pretty cool if you win those awards. And if you register, you will get an email back that'll tell you what to prepare for those awards. So,
and guys should be reminded, because most of these flying shows, unless you're going to Horizon Fest, you don't have the potential to rock crawl and bash, and race around at night and jump ramps and stuff like you do at this place.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Lit up at night. There's a bunch of guys that'll still be flying, but it's also when the bashers and the cars and the race rigs and crawlers come out too.
Yep. We've added some more lights, and I'm actually in the morning getting up, and I've already started working on the crawler course, and I've got some new kind of surprises on the crawler course I'm working on. Nice. So it should be a lot of fun. So,
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
It's a ball, dude.
We're going to have a blast. We're going to have a blast.
So your flyers and your promotions I've been really busy. I've just seen them like a headline, but I haven't seen them.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I'd say the best place is just go to our Facebook page, BirminghamRCAssociation.com, and go to our Facebook page and get on there, and you can see everything. And I'm posting, you'll start to see some more promotional stuff about a month before, which we're getting close to that, that I think may twist your arm too, if you're some people, to come. And so we're going to keep adding a few things here and there, and people and other things happening that will be coming and flying with you if you're a pilot. But if you're a pilot and you want to help with the STEM tent or do something like that, volunteer for an hour or something just to help kids with some planes, we will take any volunteer. I tell you what, it's an awarding thing, but we're going to stop the flight line at least once and let all the kids come out and fly their plane in the afternoon. We're going to do a candy drop for the kids. And do some fun stuff, and we'll all get to cheer for them, and then they're going to get to watch us fly some more. So it should be a really good time.
Doing some Aero Scout stuff with the kids.
Maybe we may do some Aero Scout stuff. What my hope is that with the amount of kids I think that we may have, it's going to be hard to share that experience with everybody. It would take forever. But what I'm hoping is that we will get some people coming back on Saturday afternoon. I've got a little time that I've kind of carved out for people that want to fly that we could do on the side, some kids and stuff like that. But definitely we will grab some. We're going to have some raffles just for the kids. We're going to just give them a ticket and give away a bunch of Aero Scouts and have fun with them. And hopefully they'll come back out to the field and fly with us.
What about just spitballing?
Yeah.
But what about a comeback Sunday?
Yep.
It's a little more chill on Sunday. A lot of people have maybe left or are packing up in the morning. Some folks might leave Saturday night, but usually not. But Sunday's usually pretty low key.
It's true. Really good idea. I think in the afternoon, we're going to be there all day Sunday, and then Sunday's part of Bigfoot. So this year, and that was something I really wanted to do, is not just to have the fireworks and it's over with, right? I mean, I want to make on Saturday night, right? I want us to fly on Sunday morning, have a good time, and leave maybe in the afternoon if you want to, but plan on flying on Sunday morning, man. Get it all out, right? You're there, you might as well fly. So
every time I've been there, they're still flying on Sunday.
And I'll tell you one thing that's going to be pretty cool.
It's not crowded. There's not a lot of folks.
Yeah, it's true. Now, I will tell you, Ron, one thing that I haven't mentioned that's going to be pretty cool. And I think that you won't be wearing your tires down too much on your planes, because by this time next week, we'll have new asphalt on that bad boy. And it's going to be smooth as a baby's butt. So it should be pretty cool.
And then Greg Rowland had a question, and it's probably a no. Is there any rules or anything for people who are swapping and selling stuff?
Not really in your area. I didn't make this Bigfoot a swap per se. Got to fly. Swap per se, like Beham Jam, where we have just designated tables for swaps and stuff like that. But if you want to swap in your area, you're absolutely welcome to. Fine. I mean, it's your area on your table, in your part where you've got your plane set up. You definitely can. We're just not going to have a designated area to swap like we do at BHAM Jam. We have like tables set up and people put their stuff with their prices and their contact. We're not going to do that this time. But we just don't have room, to be honest with you. So,
well, yeah, even at the BHAM Jam, it was like there was a table or two, but there was so much of it. Everybody had it at their own location anyway.
Yeah.
You know.
And that's what I'm saying.
So,
I'll talk to all the pilots that we just need to be conservative at what we have out, right? Because we will have a lot more people. If you've been to BHAM Jam and not Bigfoot, you'll have a lot more people walking the line and looking at your planes and stuff like that. You don't want to have a bunch of boxes and crap everywhere and people stepping over stuff. So
yeah,
we're gonna try to keep it as clean as we can, and it should be good. So, but it should be a lot of fun. I'm excited about sharing the hobby with the community up here. Our collaboration with the Southern Museum of Flight. If you're here and you're a pilot, you get here early, go to the museum. It is not far. It's 25 minutes from the field, and it is an incredible museum. You'll be totally surprised when you go there at the amount of airplanes and just the flight aviation history that you can see. So it's pretty cool.
Awesome.
It's like $9 or something like that to get in. I can't remember exactly. They'll kill me because I don't know the exact price to get in, but it's totally worth it, and it's a really cool place. But they'll be all out at the field too, the employees, and helping with the STEM team. So,
what about are there too many kids to hook up a sim table or booth?
Oh no, we're going to definitely have real flight. So we will have real flight. I hope on two TVs. For sure one, but I hope two big TVs, so the kids will be able to have that in or around the STEM tent. We'll have a table. I want to have at least 25 to 30 chairs for the kids to kind of be coloring their planes and messing around with. And that STEM tent's it'll be open from like 10 till 3 on Friday and Saturday only. So it should be pretty packed. We may leave it open longer on Friday, just where people can mess around before the fireworks and stuff like that. But
nice.
Yeah, so it should be good.
You know, listen to that, guys. I mean, listen to all that is going on. This is a thing that started a year ago. This is a thing that starts, it's ongoing, building up steam exponentially as the years go on, getting bigger and bigger and better. And you can get the diet version if you do the BHAM Jam stuff. But I mean, Bigfoot's really the coup de grace, right? I mean, it's the one.
Yeah. And this isn't the Scott show either. So this is everybody's show. So I need, if you have ideas or you have a thought or a question, I love them, because that only makes us get better at what we're doing to make it fun for you. So that's the main goal, is to have fun with the pilots. But this year, our really main goal too is to share what we do with the community, right? So,
yeah. No, so, pardon. So yeah, like that's the thing, the pilots are coming from all over the place, but you're going to have a lot of folks from the community getting exposed to this thing. Mm-hmm. And we take it for granted in a way, because we do this stuff, and a handful of us have traveled for it. But when somebody who hadn't ever seen this before rolls up on one of these shows, and everybody's cool to talk to and nice, friendly, willing to show you what they got, what they're working on, there's nothing that beats that.
No, you're exactly right.
There's nothing that beats that, because these people, a lot of them, it's going to be their first exposure to RC. And it's one of those things, I've said it forever. It's the biggest little business you never heard of.
Yeah.
And like, as a hobby, us airplane guys, I mean, generally you have to seek it out. You don't run into it passively. And so this may be the first time anybody has seeked it out or seeked it out beyond just walking into a shop.
Yeah.
Where you don't get I mean, shops are great, but you can't get the vibe and the camaraderie and exposure to it in real practical action like you can at one of these shows. So y'all be on your best behavior. You're ambassadors.
Exactly right. And if you're a pilot and you've never experienced sharing the hobby with a kid or a family or even a big kid that's 50 years old that's never done it, then it's just as exhilarating as flying your airplane. I can tell you that.
Today I was talking to a combat veteran helicopter pilot. This is an older fella now.
Yeah.
But I mean, he knows his stuff. I mean, and I talked to some other real pilots too who come in, but they've not done RC.
Yep.
And or just older folks in general with no aviation experience. It's so neat because this aviation stuff can transcend everything.
Yep.
Age, just everything you can think of. And so you got a guy with experience in real ones who's new to RC, needs the education and, has questions. And listen, how many times have you been asked how high will it go? The person asking you that, it's the first time they've ever asked that, even though we've heard it a million times. Like, I've heard it so many times, I almost want to be snarky at a point.
Yeah.
But don't. You just tell them, it's like, look, this is the best way to put it in perspective. Your eyes will run out before the radio does.
Absolutely.
So the range is very far.
Yeah.
And then you're done. You don't have to talk about it anymore after that.
Yeah.
You come up with, after you get these questions a million times, you end up coming up with some funny little one-liners that will answer the question and put it to bed at the same time.
Yep.
Like if they don't, the guy today, how fast is the P-51?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm like, it's the 1.2. I was like, probably 70 to 80, and knowing they go 400 miles an hour or something.
Right.
I'm not sure he was impressed by that. And I said, listen, this is what I tell all the guys. And this is what I told him. He's a fun guy. I said, hey, look, all the airplane guys that complain about something's not fast enough, you know what I tell them? I said, fly it closer.
Yeah.
Fly it closer. He got it. He understood.
Yeah.
I was like, if it's not fast enough, fly it in front of your face.
Exactly.
Anyway, we're all representatives of this whole hobby.
Absolutely. And, hopefully people have had that experience, and I'm hoping you can have that a little bit at Bigfoot. I hope people come up to your table and ask you a question about your plane, and, and it's somebody that's just never seen anything like it. And so that's my goal, is to get a bunch of people there to do that. And we're going to be flying at the same time and having a good time and showing off. And it's just better than us showing off to each other. I mean, we do that all the time. So
to see how much fun it is. And, if you poked around, like if you were interested in this stuff and you poked around online, and you're going to find crazy, awesome scale turbine, big gasser stuff. And we all can agree that stuff's amazing. But if you don't know that there's the foamy world, which actually makes it accessible without spending a lot of time and money, it's nice to get exposed to that. Because really, like right now, somebody learning the Aero Scout situation, it's like $250.
Oh yeah,
you have to get the battery and charger separately now.
Yeah,
I don't know why, some shipping baloney or whatever, but anyway, it's $199, bind and fly basic, they call it, and you can get somebody into a charger and that battery for $50. So $250, $249. Somebody can be learning. And regardless of what kind of fanboy, what kind of brand boy you are, I think the consensus is for folks who don't have experience that the Aero Scouts probably what's up. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, we had a real pilot in here earlier, and so you know, a guy who really understands what makes a thing fly can maybe jump the shark and and go with something else now. But as we sit right now, 250, you're in. You don't have to have a $30,000 turbine deal or turbine.
I fly my Aero Scout too. I mean, why would you not? Right? I mean, it's just such a great flying plane. But just like get the skills going and get warmed up or something like that.
One of our race buddies, Josh, at the fun park says, and he's a race guy, but he's, you know, you can't look at these planes and not be into it. He ended up getting an Aero Scout and stuff. And I think he might mess with drones a little bit. He got an Aero Scout. He put floats on it. And he's like, I haven't taken them off. The water is like a block from his house or something.
That's awesome.
And he's on the floats all the time.
Yeah.
And they're great, man. The wife races and so does the daughter. It's cool.
That is cool. They're in it. They're in RC.
Yeah, I can play. You know what I mean?
Heck yeah. That's awesome.
And you really want to see a good representation of it, come to Bigfoot.
Heck yeah. And we're going to have it, I hope. So we're going to do the best we can to get the word out. And lots of STEM teachers and science teachers and math teachers will help us spread the word. It should be a good.
It's always a good show, man. I mean, you're not going to go backwards at this point. You know what I mean?
I hope not.
They've always been good.
Well, thanks, man. Well, there's a lot to do, but still left to do. But we're going to get it knocked out, and we're really close. And this week with registration starting, it kind of got it going. And it's fun to be in it again, getting it going and peaking at Bigfoot. It's going to be nice to watch everybody having a good time. So that's what we do it for. So we're excited to have everybody in Birmingham. It's going to be fun.
Nice. So stay tuned, stay abreast of developments and announcements about the Bigfoot show from the Birmingham RC Association Facebook page or group.
Yep. And then website too. So birminghamrc.com.
Yep. So if you're doing Facebook, get on the page. If you're not, go to Birmingham RC Association. That's what it's called, your website, right?
Right. Our website's Birmingham RC Association or birminghamrc.com. Either one works.
Got it.
And just put association in when you're on Facebook, but you'll pop up. We have a fair amount of people follow our page, and we try to have fun on it too. So you can go back and watch the videos of Ron and messing around at last year's Bigfoot.
It's a ton of great stuff from a ton of guys that know how good the show is. I mean, how many guys that come to this thing have been before?
I don't know. I haven't looked at registration, but I could figure out that number probably pretty easy. But
it's a good number of guys that keep coming.
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of addicted to it once they come. So
I
mean, just drop what you're doing and come. It's not.
How many times have I been? I've been to every one probably.
Well, I think about it as if you're on your stream, right? You're going to fit in with all of us anyway.
Yeah. So how many have you done? How many have you had?
3.
Okay.
Theoretically. Really 4, I guess, but 3 that were worth it.
I think I've been to all of them.
You have. You've been to all the main ones. We had one before you came, and it was kind of just trying to figure it out, right? But
is that the first time Marshall came?
Yeah, that's the first time Marshall came. Yep.
Yeah. And then he raved about it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he had a blast. Even that first one, we had a good time. And him and I, the Draco had just come out, and we were flying Dracos and messing around, and yeah, it was a good time. We had a little COVID that was kind of breaking it up or trying to, but we made it work. So that was the right in the middle of it. So, but we survived, and then
the sky's still there.
Yeah, and then next year we had a blast, and so we're gonna have just a blast this year again. It gets bigger and bigger, and I think I've realized that that's why maybe it's called Bigfoot
Yeah.
at this point.
And you've got, I mean, one thing that's kind of neat too is, and I've always been jealous. We're not more local to you,
Yeah.
but you've got Jeremy
Yeah.
with his shop that helps
Mhm.
feed the show. When you need
Absolutely.
parts and batteries and glue and props and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah, Jeremy with the Model Box, he's in Hoover, Alabama, and he's going to be a sponsor, and he's a sponsor of our field too. And he's going to set up a tent and have, you know, of course, planes and cars and other stuff, but he'll have parts. And if you're a pilot, he asks every morning if you need any parts from the store, and he'll bring them up to you. So, yeah, he's a great resource for us, and as well as trying to help us fix what's broken too. So he's good at that, and he's good friends with Allie, and they'll both be there and flying and having a good time. And Jeremy's got a new turbine that's ginormous.
Really?
It's like a, God, man, I'm not going to know the name of it, but it's a very big plane, and it will be flying. You know, go be flying that too with Allie and all those guys. They'll have a bunch of stuff flying, so it's be pretty fun to watch here and there. So. But
Very good.
yeah, man. Heck yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, Jeff in Lower Alabama always comes to Bigfoot, and I love Jeff and his support. You know, he always gives us some planes to give out for the raffles, and he's got a really good table that I have saved. It's black on our website right now just for him. So he's a great dude, and if you haven't subscribed to Jeff, make sure you do. But most people,
him and his wife come.
Huh?
Him and his wife always come, and this will be his third Bigfoot, and he's probably made it to, I always call it Bam Jam instead of Beham Jam.
Yeah, he always comes to Beham Jam too. So
but he's at those too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And Wrightsa
comes
to Bigfoot every time he goes to Dollar General.
Well, I think it's the other way around. He comes to Dollar General and then he goes to Bigfoot. I think that's kind of what happens.
You know.
But,
well, man, you want to hang on? I think I'm going to wrap it, dude. You want to just wrap it?
Yeah, man. I appreciate everybody. Y'all are awesome. So thanks for hanging in there. Yeah, thanks.
So, guys, that's it. Thank you, Scout, for coming on. I knew this was going to happen when we got closer. You guys crashed the internet when you first opened the registration. And so make sure you do register, though, if you plan on coming, because then they know how many folks to accommodate. Because literally somebody's grandma is going to be making apple fritters or something, and they need to know how many to do.
Yeah, exactly
so
right. Yeah.
They're cooking up food, home cooking, Southern hospitality, good stuff. If you think you're going to go, give them a heads up by doing that registration stuff. And that's going to help out a lot. It's a tremendous event. They really are. If any club in existence wanted to know how to do it and have the most impact on the community abroad via the internet and really locally, this is the place.
Yeah, well, thanks, buddy. I appreciate the comments.
And that shiz don't happen by accident.
Yeah.
A lot of hard work for some great folks, man.
A lot of hard work, but we're going to make it all for you guys and in the community. It should be fun. So I did want to say a shout out to Brad real quick.
I'll have to come sometime.
Yeah. Do what?
I'll have to come sometime. I hear it's great.
Yeah, you should come. You should come. Don't worry about stores and stuff. Just come.
Yeah, Brad, for sure.
Brad is awesome, and I appreciate Brad. He always gives a couple of Aero Scouts and stuff, and we give away to the kids, and I can't thank him enough for his generosity and everything. So thanks, dude.
You guys get it. You know, and the community gets it. You know, I mean, that's really the cool thing. You never really see anybody being bothered by these questions, which are sometimes funny, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But it's like, come on, we're all rooting for success. For like, look how when new people come in here and ask questions, we all rally around to answer them. I mean, it's just a picture of what the whole community's like.
Yep.
And this goes beyond this channel
Mm-hmm.
and their club. It's really the whole lot of us that seem to be into this thing are great people.
Yep.
So love it.
That's
Good
why I'm
stuff.
here, man. So I appreciate
Good
all
stuff.
you guys. So it's what
I'm
I
gonna
do it.
Dude, in about 5 seconds, I'm going to cue Sarah McLaughlin to start singing that one song,
Oh, God, I'm gonna start
about,
crying before the 5 seconds is out.
the dog shelter, that tune.
Yeah. Oh, gotcha.
And that'll be me expressing my feelings for the hobby and the Bigfoot organization. All right, y'all. So you're going to have t-shirts, I'm sure.
We're gonna have t-shirts. We're gonna have hats. We're gonna have cool stickers. We got a few other things.
I need a new hat.
Good. Well, we're gonna have some pretty cool hats, and we'll put them on the website. So if you can't come, buy some. Buy one.
Yeah,
Anyway,
dude.
we love for you to buy one and share the love of Bigfoot.
Hats.
I have people stop me and ask me with my Bigfoot shirt on, because the word Bigfoot and seeing Bigfoot is, I don't know what people do, but they're enamored by it. So it's kind of weird. So buy a shirt.
I think I was wearing one the other day, and somebody in Panera or something started chatting me up about the real Bigfoot.
Yeah, Anthony, dude, you're the man. I love Anthony. Talked to him on the phone not too long ago. He is great. He always comes, and he's not far from us too. So I'm excited to have Anthony back.
Yeah, man. Good to see y'all, everybody. So yeah, I'll wrap it, Scott. Hang on.
Right.
So
But
guys, that's it. We're pushing 2 hours. That's enough. I haven't been home long. As always, great fun talking to you all. Hopefully you're getting to fly something. We didn't talk about remote ID one time tonight, and that's okay by me. They pushed it off. Don't worry about it. I had folks ask me about it at the shop today, and I'm like, look, don't let it ruin it for you. Because I think we're pretty hardcore, most of us, where we're just like going to do what we're going to do regardless of compliance or not. But the folks who are on the fence looking to get into the hobby but have got wind of this thing, actually, a couple guys asked me today about it. And I was like, here's the deal. It is a hard needle to move. There's a lot that has to go into this working. If no one complies at all, the law will probably not stand. There's a lot of problems with it. There's a lot of delays with it.
Yep.
Don't let it ruin it for you. Check out a club, because the clubs are going to be, hopefully, everybody gets their free, and the clubs are going to be a place where you can do it. It's up to local law enforcement in the first place. I mean, come on. Don't let it ruin it for you.
Yeah, people are overthinking it too, so it's going to be fun.
Just like everything else in life, I'm just going to ignore it till it goes away.
It's not like we're flying our planes around, hopefully, around airports, so we're all pretty safe at flying planes, man. It's a safe.
Be smart, be responsible. Don't let anybody dull your shine.
Yeah.
And Spencer, get the Zoom going.
Yep, AMA only at Bigfoot. Absolutely. So that's all you need. I will have a computer set up if you just feel the urge to make an FAA number and do all that stuff. I'll have that available. But yes, all you need is an AMA card to fly at Bigfoot. Absolutely.
Awesome. Great question. Slaps. Fred Barron, thank you so much. Yep, that's all you need. Your AMA number, your AMA card. And like you said, Scott, if somebody doesn't have it, they can get it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll have access for that, and they can read the rules if they really want to on the FAA trust test. And matter of fact, I may even have the answers for you if you just don't know.
It's super easy. It's just doing it,
But you definitely don't have to have it to fly. So we just want everybody to come out and fly, and it's going to be fun. And we will eventually have a FRIA. We do not yet. We were denied twice for stupid reasons. And but we will have one. The flight test guys are helping us, and we're going to get it done.
Awesome.
So
awesome. Fred, thank you so much. Everybody, thank you so much. Hey, if you're new to the channel, you're probably not. I recognize most of you in here, but if you are, check out the rest of the channel, because it really is all about some of these other review style product review videos, which I've done for a very long time at this point. Check that out. Links in the description to where you can go shopping if you're not local, and also all the short form content, which is pretty dope if you do Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, things like that. Definitely check out the RC Pilots Lounge. A lot of these guys that you've seen in the live chat participate in there and share what they're doing. And it's all really great and fun stuff. Most of y'all fly more than I do. So go there and check it out. You know what I'm saying?
Heck yeah.
We're going to bounce. There's the Zoom link right there. Good night, everybody. Thanks for coming. 4+ years. What in the world? Let's go. One time, real quick, before I dip. Most of you don't care, but this thing is going to be rad. See the chassis?
Dang. Hey, thanks, Fred.
There's the Winnebago.
Oh, you finally did it.
I'm like almost done.
Dude, that is sick.
I've been getting it sorted, and it's looking sick.
We're going to have to get you some people for inside, like partying or something. It'd be awesome. I love it. Dude,
this. Bro, it's just an awful angle and light right now, but can you see what's going on? I mean,
it reminds me of that Robin Williams movie, The RV, you know? You haven't seen that.
I know what I'll do. Hold on. And I don't have it attached yet, but I got it sorted where the wheels fit really great in the arches. And I had to stretch out the chassis a little bit with some of the shackles for the leaf springs to make it work. But this thing is going to be sick.
That thing's awesome. That thing's sick. That's hilarious, dude.
Garage sale in the house. All right. It's going to be fun. That's a fun little build.
I love it.
You got to do, and look, if it gets wintertime and you want to still fiddle around with something, build you a kit or do something crazy like this. It's fun. All right, guys, we're going to bounce in 5. Hanger Rats forever. 3 later. You're too good to be forgotten. We'll see you next time.
See you
Bye
guys.
now. Boom.
Awesome. Thanks, Ryan.